Oh shit, that's the wrong. What's up,
Oh,
everybody? We'll just do it like
that's
that.
me.
I guess I didn't set up all the screens first before. I've been tired, but what's up, everyone? We are here with another Live to Roll Live, back in the Quadcast style at home, not group party style. But yeah, so we're gonna get into a little hangout show. Got any questions? Talk disability pride, all kinds of stuff, whatever you want to talk about. Yeah, Shawn, C5, C6 quadriplegic from a snowboarding accident 19 years ago. Take it away, Tom.
What's up, everybody? Bobby, I wish we were still at your house, dude. I want to be in
I do.
person. Not gonna lie. Going
But
back
you thought,
after the last couple weeks of like being together for all the pods, I'm like, dang, we gotta mix up the format here, shiny boy. But it's something nice about being back to the OG format. missed missed this, and yeah, enough rambling here. Tom Conaway. I'm a C6B quadriplegic for the last 25 years.
hey, what's up, everyone? I'm Bobby, C5, C6, Asia N, as in not much after the level of my injuries. So I'll call it Asia N. I don't know. That just came into me when I was in the bathroom, Tom, just about a minute ago. Um, yeah, it was great to have you guys over. It was like a lot of fun, and I think today would have been hotter too. So, uh, I was on a couple times. Am I not centered in here or something? Who knows? I think it was the weather was just perfect. When you guys finally skedaddle, man, I collapsed. Man, it was a long day for a little bit of heat at the grill, a heat outside, but just having a lot of fun. I'm not used to it, so it was a lot. It was a great day. I couldn't ask for better. There we go.
I saw the spirit of young Bobby flickering inside. Like you made it to like 8 p.m., bro. Like that's not too shabby.
Yeah.
It was a ton of fun. I had a incredible time. I gotta say, it was fun getting on the grill. It was super fun working on like a really accessible grill. I mean, I've been like sitting next to the barbecue, like being my dad's, little barbecue assistant, sous chef, and I'm definitely basted some barbecue sauce in my day. But outside of that, like I haven't really done too much in the way of like actually barbecuing. And it was super fun to kind of sit there with you and like catch the brats coming off the grill and stuff. And yeah, no, it was just a lot of fun. It was cool, and you and Alan are such incredible hosts, and it was just such a awesome time hanging out with the family. And I feel just really blessed to have gotten a lot of that these last couple weeks. Um,
Well,
'Cause it was
I do want to, you say that, and I want to shout out my wife. If you haven't checked it out, check out our last week's live cast. And my wife came in at the end. She is a godsend. She's a heaven from above that was sent for me. But she was here before me, so she just had to wait a little bit of time. And but without she's a trooper. She's my prep and slicer and dicer and gets everything going. So without her, last Tuesday would have never been able to go on, and it would have been a struggle for all three of us. And it would have been probably a 9-hour podcast for all the stuff we had out and stuff like that. And uh, so it's just I'm saying a lot, but because I'm lost at words of what my wife really means to me, and the big shout out that she just makes everything so smooth, and I really couldn't do it without her. So she's me. When you see us having fun out there, and it's because of her.
she's the glue just holding all of us together.
Oh yeah.
Shout out just to, since we're talking about awesome ladies in our lives, I got some awesome ladies in my life. Shout out my mom, my sister who traveled all the way to Chicago with the Literal fam. Like you guys are awesome. we made it a whole week staying together in a hotel room and didn't rip each other's heads off. So call that a W. Not only did we not do that, but we had a ton of fun and made a bunch of great memories. And it just like meant the world to me to have all that help and support traveling because it can be really tough. And I had a super great time traveling solo with Shawn last year, but I'll tell you what,
I'm
like
sorry.
it takes a lot of the stress and the anxiety of traveling away, knowing that like I just got awesome, amazing people that love me, can help take care of me, traveling with me. So shout out to them, and then shout out to Kit Kat for coming out last week and give me a ride because I probably wouldn't be hanging out at Bobby's if it weren't for her too, and her awesome cooking skills and just hanging out, being part of Live to Roll in my life. Just lots of love to all the amazing people in my life. So love you guys and thank you for everything and all the support. And thanks for the friends watching right now. What's up, Erica? Hey, Ken, Roy, Paul, all the rest of the crew hanging out. We love you guys. What's happening? It's been a couple weeks.
I know this is different for sure than like just being back. Those last couple shows were really fun, but this is cool.
Yeah.
It's harder to engage with the chat and like kind of have more of a conversation. Um, it's nice to not have a bunch of other activities going on and a bunch of chaos. Great chaos, a lot of fun, but also a little difficult to kind of have more meaningful conversation like we like to do on the pod sometimes.
Yeah.
And Roy shouting out his wife. What's up? Shouting out Rose. We appreciate all the incredible people in our lives. If it weren't for our family and our friends and our significant others, I know a lot of us would be in different situations.
Yeah, we got
And
Paul is in the chat. He's got an amazing wife, and I mean, I know Paul would say the same thing that I was saying, that he wouldn't be able to do the things he does without her. Barb, she's amazing. I get
I'm
to
gonna
talk
say,
to
please hope to God, like I get this right. Shout out Barbara, we love you. We had the great opportunity of meeting her and hanging out in Phoenix last
I
year,
think you
and
got it on that one. I forget what you were calling her the first time when
I
we were
know
in
I forget
Phoenix.
too, but I just really hope that I have it right now. So,
Barb is fine.
Yeah.
uh,
But yeah, thanks, Paul. And I guess I'll take a quick minute to shout out the ladies in my life, my mom and grandma, helping so much with everything. And I actually did recently get into a relationship, and I've had a bladder infection. My girlfriend has been helping me a lot with this last week. So yeah, shout out to her too. And news for
yeah,
the pod.
Yeah, and shout out a little bit of my mom, but right now she's dealing with a lot. My dad's has full blown dementia right now and Alzheimer's. That all he does is watch TV. He's not really sure what's going on. He knows who we are when we call, but and my mom is kind of going through the same, and she's had Parkinson's for 35 years, and but when my mom kept calling about something the day we were doing the barbecue, I'm like, Mom, I can't talk right now. I can't talk. And then my wife called, and he's doing. I got garbage. Sorry. She's like, well, what is he doing? And Ellen's like, he's live on YouTube, and she goes, I want to see. And you can send her 1,000 texts, and she sees one of them, and then finally realized, did you text me? So it was. My mom saw it for the first time, so that was amazing. And I asked her, "What'd you think?" She goes, "Wow, when did you do that?" I'm like, "The day you were calling, Mom." So, but it was great that my mom finally got to see it.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
how was the rest of your guys' Fourth of July? Did you do anything else fun? Bobby, you said you went to bed. Did you get
Oh,
any fireworks or anything, Shawnee boy?
it, it was like the fireworks show here. It got intense, like
Yeah.
the most intense I've ever seen. Like we were laying down, we're trying to watch TV, and it looked like if you lived back east with lightning just going on constant. I was just, and all I kept thinking is like, all that money down the drain, all that money down the drain.
Well, that's
Give
what
it to me.
90% of those are all like illegal fireworks too, which are like it's just like people putting their shows on, which like kind of it just yeah it sucks for right here because they shouldn't be this close to our house and they are, and my dogs fucking hate it, especially my big dog. Like, it just, yeah, it was a lot for him. But anyways, so yeah,
Yeah, no, that's good
feels.
stuff. I don't know. I watched some fireworks this year, but after a couple, it's like, okay, like, all right, like, cool, like I've seen, magnesium and lithium and copper, like pop off and do little colors. Like, that's dope, like moving on. Like, I'm ready for bed. But it was so fun, I just enjoyed the company and the, excuse to get together and, celebrate with friends and stuff, I'm super grateful for California and the beautiful US of A and living out here, and having access to, best medicine and, some of the best stuff in the world. So, I'm definitely not shaking a stick at that. But yeah, once you've done the fireworks so many times, it's like, okay. Yeah. But they
Right.
can be a little crazy.
Yeah,
Hey,
I'm right with
Mickey,
you, Tom. Right with you.
uh, how are you guys tackling the heat? Beautiful, beautiful California is a little hot right now. Me and Shawn are cooking. It is currently 90 degrees in the valley, which is probably like closer to 100.
I was gonna say, I
Um,
feel like it's a
uh,
little warmer than that.
yeah, that's just what my computer is telling me. Okay. How are you guys faring in it? Are you just hanging inside? Yeah, gallivanting in the heat?
I've been
I just,
inside more. I haven't been out too much this last because I've been dealing with some bladder issues the last week, so I've kind of been stuck inside anyways, more or less. And but I am kind of glad that I don't know if it'll be much better, but it's supposed to be like over 100 here. I'm gonna be in Virginia where it's only supposed to be 90 with like 80% humidity, so that'll be that'll be fun too.
I
How do you guys deal with the humidity if you guys do? Because for me, it's way, way harder. Like, because I can't spray myself and cool myself down quite as well when it's like, 100% humidity.
I don't know. Like, I've been into some humid environments now. Don't really notice it much different than like regular heat. Like, I feel a little sticky, but if I pour like ice water on my body and like wet my shirt, like, I don't know. If anything, I just stay wet longer because I'm not, condensating as fast. But I feel like I'm still able to cool myself pretty effectively. Um, I almost like got caught in the heat today because my bus didn't show when I was out running some errands. I don't know what happened. And it was just like boom, 12 o'clock. Sun's right overhead. Like I'm cooking on the sidewalk with like big trucks driving by, blowing like hot air in my face, and my bus never showed. And yeah, that was a little lame, but thankfully I was able to figure out a quick little solution to get to the grocery store and cool down. So it wasn't too much of an issue. But that's always like, a big worry. I didn't have any water with me, which was honestly like super stupid. I
Yeah.
could have popped into a 7-Eleven, like I was sitting next to a 7-Eleven. And like if I didn't get a ride, like I probably definitely would have had to, if only to just like hold something cool on my face. But, that's why it's always important if you know it's going to be a day like today and you live in a hot place, like always try to prepare and make sure you're good. At least with like cool water, because if nothing else, like drink some and pour it on your shirt or something. But that's usually my trick. I don't really carry around a mister. I used to, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I also like really plan my trips like very effectively. Like the bus not showing, like that's a wild card situation where you gotta, call an audible and improvise, which happens, and that's why you always try to, be prepared. But like I try to not like plan, being outside of the heat for more than 15 minutes at a time because that's kind of my limit. Like on 100-degree days like this, if like I'm in direct sunlight for like 10 or 15 minutes deuces. Like, I better get to some shade or figure out something quick because I'm starting to feel not so good.
Yeah, you warm up pretty easily. Pretty like you. I feel like you get there quick. But for me, I think I can handle it longer. But once I do, like once I cross that line, it's so hard to get back.
One of the side effects of being so damn good looking, Shawn, you're so hot all the time. Like, whoo, you just heat up real quick.
All right, bro. All right.
Okay, just throwing it
Uh,
out there.
how,
Roy says it's a cool 117 where he's at.
I
Oh
know
my God.
that's ridiculous.
I got stuck in the heat one time. I got like real scared. It was in the desert. My family lives in the like out in the desert, like past Mojave, like right close to the Sierra Nevadas. But the point is, it's just desert out there. There's nothing living. It's tumbleweeds and sand, and it's hot. And one time I was rolling between my great grandma's like house and my grandparents' house, which wasn't too far, just down this road, but I took, the path a little wide. I got into some soft sand and I was stuck. And it was like 115 degrees in like direct sunlight. And I didn't have a phone. I didn't have any water. I didn't know what the fuck to do. And all I could think to do was just start hollering at the top of my lungs. And my dad heard me. He was like in the backyard of my grandparents. And it was maybe a quarter mile between like my great grandmas and my grandparents. And I was about halfway. So, it wasn't more than probably a few hundred feet. But quad lungs. Oh man, I was lucky that I learned to project my voice because it saved my life. I was so scared for a minute that I was gonna just like cook and die in the heat.
Yeah, and that heat, it wouldn't take long for you like to overheat and get. Yeah, that could be bad.
What symptoms do you get when you get overheated? Like, what do you feel?
Me, I get like fatigue, like super fatigued, where I just like can't even like do anything. And then yeah, just like just I just feel like shit. I don't know. Like my AD goes off the charts. Like I start to get sweaty. Like it's just everything starts to go haywire. What about you,
How about
Bobby?
you?
Um, it's probably the same. I don't know if my 80 just shoots off. It's just you're like you get to a point you're just like probably just like anybody, and you want to get water first. You want to drink cold water, and then you just need to get this neck nice and wet with cold water, and then it's over the head. Like last Tuesday, Sarab's like, "Why don't you just go inside and put some water over your head?" And I was like, "Once I start that, I can't stop. My body will ask for more and more, so I can do this tolerance." And I lived close to you, Tom, back in the day, and so I could tolerate the heat really well for a long time. Most of the guys around us, for definitely quads and most paras, I got a tolerance of loving the heat. I'm always cold, so the hotter the better. And now that I live here for the last 20 years, I know when I go up and visit my parents, I'm like, oh, how did I take it up here? And I mean,
Yeah.
for me today, it's like 80 degrees. I just got back from a 10-mile bike ride, and, I'm a little warm, but, when you got that ocean breeze, I can't complain now. And I've lost a lot of that. So I don't get overheated like I used to, or, I didn't have to worry about it like back then when you have to really plan your day when you're in something like 105 in the valley. It's just miserable.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I probably did 10 miles, like not rolling now or biking. Like it was, 3 or 4 miles on the bus and like probably a mile or two of rolling and then like another couple miles on the bus. Well, no, I actually rolled back from the store. But see, I was able to cool down shopping. Like once I got to the store, I just kicked into the freezer section for 15 minutes, like just pretended I was shopping around. Oh, I'll just open the store and peruse this, nice frozen food section and just like, so cool air. But the symptoms that I get, I think it's just important to talk about some of these symptoms because sometimes things are happening to our bodies and we don't even know what's going on. So Roy said it. Tunnel vision is one of them.
get that.
I get that. I get super fatigued, almost drowsy, where like I'm having difficulty even keeping my eyelids open.
I
Like
get
I'm
that
conscious,
too.
but like just barely. Like it's hard to even describe. Like it's really trippy. it comes on quick for me. Some people, I don't know. I don't think it like happens too quickly, but like when I feel it, it's like a switch flips and like I'm okay, and then I'm not. And like there's just doesn't feel like there's too much gradual change. Um, in terms of like my level of comfort versus discomfort with like overheating. And then yeah, I can sometimes get nauseous, like mild AD. I usually don't get like super like bad high blood pressure, but high blood pressure and like AD can trigger overheating. So I can have AD and then I can get overheated after that. And something that's like a weird symptom for me, which I've talked to a bunch of other quads and I haven't heard too many say this, but like if I have a full bladder, even if I'm not um, like super hot, if I'm like mildly dysreflexic from a full bladder and I cath, I get overheated. Like it can be cool outside and I'll be like taking off all the layers, like trying to feel the cool air. Like I don't know what it is, but like getting mildly dysreflexic and then relieving the symptoms. I don't know. I to me it feels like a hot flash. Like what some ladies have described, like it's just like a wave of heat like washing over you, and it's like gotta get cool. It doesn't last too long, especially like it can happen, even when it's cold outside. The real killer is like when it's hot, and I like way too long to cat. And it can just happen from drinking a cup of coffee or something, and like diuretic fills my bladder up quick, and then it's like I know as soon as I go to cath, I'm gonna like get overheated and feel like shit. But it's either that or get dysreflexic and feel like shit. So
Yeah.
you do what you got to do.
It's
Um,
it's
yeah.
funny, when it's sometimes I'll hold my bladder, which is not great, but I start sweating. So the sweat will actually help me cool down if I'm overheated a little bit, and
But
I'm
when
like,
you
ooh,
sweat, you don't
yeah,
warm
and it's
up.
like this level, yeah.
You don't get warm when you're sweating, like when you get that AD, like or like because I get that same thing, but like when I'm sweating, I get so hot, like I feel like I'm on fire, like Tom was just saying, like a hot flash through my body, and then like once that passes, the sweat I can kind of cool down from the like that moisture, but initially
It,
it's like fucking
mine's always different. Like, I've broken a bone, and that's just a cold sweat, for 3 days, 4 days straight. And it doesn't happen when I break it. It's always like the next day or the day after, and all of a sudden
Yeah.
it's just like, oh, I'm just soaking the bed, and it's all on the right side, and just dripping, dripping, until if I take a painkiller, yeah, that helps, but for an hour, and then it will start dripping again. Um, the bladder, sometimes it's hot, but knowing that I'm sweating, it just helps with the air conditioning and cooling. So, always being prepared, which, slap on your hand, Tom, not being prepared when we go and venture in the heat. But uh, I keep a canister of water. So one of these bigger ones in my car. So it doesn't get too hot, doesn't get, cold. It's just water. And I mean, it's great to pour on me if I was in a bind. And the reason why I don't put plastic is if plastic gets hot and cold
yeah.
from being in your car, it puts off more of the chemicals into the water. So if you want to store water, you want to find some you want to find some kind of container to put it in, so you're not because if you leave the plastic in too long, it's not good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, yeah, if you're freezing bottles, just be mindful of what you're freezing and what you're putting. Yeah, what you're putting it in. Frozen bottles are great because I don't know. If nothing else, like I just tuck it against my body. I tuck it under my arm. I like tuck it, against my chest. I'll put it like right here on my neck against my
I
jugular,
like one, yeah,
and
that's
I like just cool me down. I found that like the best thing I do, like the most effective cooling measure I found is if I can chew on some ice, even just like swallow some baby ice, like as I'm eating like ice chips or something. If I can just suck down some ice chips, I swear like it cools me from the inside out. Like I don't know if that's what's happening or if it's just a psychosomatic thing, but I swear putting like cool stuff in my body seems to help cool me down the quickest. And yeah, it's like few things scarier than getting overheated, at least for me, because I lose control very quickly. And it's difficult for me to communicate what's going on, and there's not really even eating ice. It's not like a quick solution, a quick fix. Even like versus being super mega cold, like I can always wrap up more. Like I can put more layers on and stuff. But like once I've lost the shirt or it's soaked with ice water, like there's only so much more you could do.
Yeah.
And it's tough. Another thing, though, cool your extremities, your hands and your feet.
Yeah.
Most of our feet leads through our fingertips and the toes. Um, so
Another
just
another good thing too is I've put like an ice pack like on my like thighs, like between my legs, because like you have so much blood flow through your legs. I'm telling you, like it cools your leg. It just helps cool your body because that's like one of the main, like. But yeah, that's just another thing. I actually just saw Rachel Tough as Nails Squad did that too. She just posted on Instagram. But so, anyways, that's another.
And Tom, you said the hands and feet. One thing, hold on, the trash guy is coming by, and I have my window open today because it is good out here. But somebody taught me there's a pressure point of your heat cold right here in your thumb, between your thumb and index finger. And so if you put ice in there, and I feel like I'll put 2 ice cubes on there, and I'm like, this actually kind of cooled me down a little. So
sounds a little hippity dippity, Bobby. I don't know.
yeah, well, you're a little hippity dippity.
That's fair enough. Fair enough.
Hey, don't knock it, because also the potato. Somebody taught me if you burn yourself, have a slice of potato, put it on the burn, and it sucks the.
I know you
the
told
heat
us that
off.
last week on the at the
Yeah,
barbecue.
and we tried it. I tried it.
I'm not.
No,
It worked.
no blistering or anything. And I mean, I hit my hand good on the hot water.
So I eat enough potatoes. Do I get like the effect by proxy for like consuming enough? Like, just kidding.
You become unburnable.
Yeah,
I'll become Potato Man.
you developed your own superhero cause.
Yeah, I'm here for it. If I was to be a superhero, let's be real, people. I'd probably be Potato Man. I'm shaped like a potato. I like to eat potatoes, and like potatoes would just be my superpower. So stay cool,
You'd be healing
everybody.
burns all over the world, bro.
I'm here for it.
And I had no worries last week when I saw you flipping and the flames are going up, and you're like, no problem. I'm not going to burn myself. I'm a potato.
I was watching it back, and just like the backs of our arms, like hovering over the grill as we were like leaning over. Like I just worried. I was like, get like secondhand cringe, like, oh my god, don't burn yourself, please, even though it already happened.
So
But
last
when I
night I
burned
was
myself, I'm done.
sorry, Tom. What'd you say?
I was just saying, like, that's usually where I burn myself, is like the backside of my arm too, just because like that's what's hovering. Sorry,
Yeah.
Bobby, you go ahead.
No, that's all right. But I was thinking, I was doing some carne asada last night, and just like, we should make this an annual thing. And next time I'm going to make this. I'm on a carne asada kick right now. I don't know why, but it's just making some great tacos. And I'm just, I was like, oh, we should do this every year now on even if it's not on 4th of July, do some kind of cast on that Tuesday before 4th of July where we're cooking in the backyard.
No, I mean we should do that even more than we can do that like a couple times a year. We can throw another barbecue. We can do like an end of summer barbecue, maybe for, and then
That's when it's hot.
that's when it's really hot.
Well, it's a quad rite of passage. First time eating a taco with your hands, like your quad paws, So we could do a contest to
Well,
see who's like the messiest taco eater.
but that's the beauty of tacos and why I love them so much is like they're meant to be messy. Like when I was a kid, I remember Sunday was taco night. It wasn't Taco Tuesday up in Oregon. It was Taco Sunday for me.
You're killing me, Bobby. It's Taco Tuesday. Right.
It's Oregon. It was
Hey,
Oregon. And
Taco
what?
Tuesday
Hey,
is more
my mom
recent.
served.
That's like
I
in the
didn't even
last.
know. I didn't even know people spoke Spanish until I moved to California. I'm like, huh? Really? So people speak other language in this country? And but the best part of my taco night was, eating it and watching everything fall on the plate, eating all my tacos, and then I have like all the grub on my plate, and I just get this, fork or spoon. It's just like,
I say you got to take some chips to that, man. Make your little
uh,
nachos with the scrap. That's what I like with the
well,
scraps.
sometimes I get a tortilla and then put a little bit of beans and put all that back on, So.
There you go.
And that's really the trick. Like, I don't know. I've talked to a number of quads who, like, would never dare to like order tacos at a restaurant because they'd be afraid that they're wearing half of it at the end. But the trick is you just gotta eat it over your other
You do.
food, so it falls in and makes it make a taco at the end.
So that's the one thing with like I know you with the power chair, it's got to be difficult. But like I need to have tables that I can pull all the way under for messy foods, especially like that. Because if I can't get myself all the way under that damn table, like it is gonna be a mess.
Yeah, you're eating like this, and you're just
Yeah, if
so,
I'm eating way back here and trying to reach, oh hell no. I'm
or
not.
like
There's
on
no
the
way.
side.
Or yeah, the side sucks too. But Tom, I think, is
Well,
used to that. He's gotten good at it.
I don't know. Like, I can lean with eat like over something. I'm really like accustomed just eating on my lap. Like, I'll just like put a plate right here on my lap. And, like, I'm already there, baby. Now, to be fair, I still end up wearing probably more food than I care to admit at the end of it. But hey, that's like second dinner, okay? You got a couple flavor savors for after the meal. All right, so don't judge me, okay? It is what it is. And
No,
I'm not afraid to get a little messy. Like, food's supposed to be happy. I'm, happy when I'm eating it. I'm happy when I'm wearing it. Like, I don't really give a shit if anybody's judging me for it.
That's the right attitude,
Because,
Tom.
like, it is what it is. If I am like maybe at like a fine dining establishment or something, then yeah, I'm gonna maybe take a slightly different approach or act with a little bit more care and caution versus like going hog wild or pulling the plate onto my lap. I can eat flat like at a table, um, assuming like I can get under the table. Which I don't know, like the Purmobile, credit to them, like the chair does get super low. My problem is I don't have a chest strap. I don't have any kind of trunk support, and I'm not working with a bucket like these
like this.
flat
Yeah, you
guys.
Okay.
create your bucket with your
I
chair.
make my bucket by like tilting my chair. So when I tilt it down, I lose my bucket, and my only trunk support is my elbows, baby. And I can hack that for about an hour, and then I gotta back up and I gotta tilt back and like give myself some relief. One, because I'm like start to get a little pressure sores on my elbows just from like
Yeah.
the constant. But it's difficult to like. Plus, it's rude as fuck. Like, that's one of the things they always said: keep your elbows off the table. Like, I'm sitting here like trying to
That,
fight to like not look like I'm sitting here, like
that's not a
leaning
quad
on the
rule, bro.
table.
Quad,
I,
fuck that. There's so many times I have to lean with my elbow, like, because yeah, I have bucket in my chair, but if I'm leaning forward over something or trying to get something, like, typically I'm gonna have to support myself with something. Like,
yeah.
so yeah, dude, that rule does not apply to quads.
But really, Tom, if you get under it for just 20 minutes, I mean, how long does it take you to eat?
Oh,
So
true.
about
And
20 minutes, if you're at a restaurant or 30. So, get in there and get out, right? I'm sure that's what you did.
that's my move. Like I get super low blood pressure when I eat a significant portion of like a meal as well, and so like I end up like especially eating out, I take home probably like three quarters of the food. Like just not out of any other reason than if I just knocked out on this huge portion, I'm gonna be like so low afterwards. I'm gonna like not be any company, like eating out, which is like not fun or comfortable for me. And I'm just not gonna feel good. Like I'd much rather snack, eat, enjoy it while it's hot, a couple bites, and then I'll take the rest home and, just like mac when I get back home, after I smoke a fat J or something. But
Wait,
but that's like kind of how I do it. I will sit at the table, like for a little while, I'll eat my salad, I'll, like eat a little bit of my main entree or whatever, and then I'll push my table away. I'll tilt my chair back so I'm like sitting more comfortably, and then just kind of continue hanging and continue dining.
So,
Um,
so let me ask you guys this question. I mean, I love tacos because I feel like it's the easiest thing to eat. And it's just the first grab is sometimes hard, but once you have a good grab, it's the easiest. I'm sorry, but in the chat, tell me what's harder, hamburgers or tacos? Like I would
Hamburger.
not
Depends
a
on
lot.
the burger or the
Hamburgers are
taco.
Well, I that's the thing. I want avocado, and hell no, it egg. I want no, it's all over me. And it's funny. Olivia said, you're about to see something very special every time you eat. Yeah, it's
yeah.
like pushing away from the table, and you're like, God dang, it looks like a 5-year-old ate here, man. So, especially at a nice restaurant, you're like, oh, geez.
Hey,
Robin, I
one
don't care.
one of my favorite foods, empanadas. You want to know why? It's like the most quad friendly meal. It's like all sealed up in a nice little tasty pastry, and you're good to go. Like, of course, there's messy empanadas out there, but like, there's definitely certain foods that like are more quad friendly, and I'm here for them, dude. But you're right, Bobby. I'm here for tacos. I grew up, I don't know, just like you. Like, we do tacos every week in my house. We do hard shell tacos. We do like
Yes.
little, street tacos with the corn tortillas, and like, yo, like you learn to pick it up and make it work, or like you just attack it with a fork. And I don't know, like you're right, they're designed to be picked up and eaten by hand. I think tacos are super intimidating. They, like, especially for newbies, they can be intimidating for sure. And I don't know. Also, some people aren't huge into eating with their hands, like, I don't know, like us, I guess. I don't know.
As a
But I'm with you, Bobby. Like picking up a taco, it's the easiest thing for me. I can do it one-handed,
Right.
um,
and that's
and it's
Tom's
way
rule.
easier.
To be like a elite level quad, you have to be able to one hand a taco.
You have a one-handed taco.
That's Tom's rule.
You're in a special club if you can one-handed taco.
Well,
You're fine.
and I always have a thing. So the first time I ever cried after my accident was the first time I had a hamburger. They took us on an outing, and we went to a movie and then dinner after. And I'm like trying to pick up. You're sitting there at the table like this, and you're like trying to figure out. And you're like, and I just remember biting into that hamburger, and everything out just went out the backside. It just plop all on the plate. Like I had 2 buns and that's it. And it was just like, this is my life. F me, man. Oh my gosh. This. And I started crying, and it sucked. My dad was there, and so you know he stayed strong. But then I guess somebody saw him crying after I went up to my room, uh, and so I think a couple days later the therapist said, "So I heard you had a tough time outing," and I'm like, "Yeah, it was a hamburger, blah blah blah," and she's like, "I heard your dad cried." I'm like, "What? My dad doesn't cry. You're full of it." And they're like, "No, it was reported that after you left, I'm like, "Shut up. Don't tell me shit like this. Oh, and I was just like, get out of here. I don't want to hear it. You would cry too if you saw your son and yourself dumping a hamburger on top of you. It was just it just buries in my head. So every time I see a hamburger, and I have
See,
friends that we go, try a new burger place all the time, and it's just like, oh my god, okay, how are we going to do this one? And now burgers are like masterpieces with all
oh yeah,
these
I can't do the
special
stacked
things.
burger.
Yeah,
But that's
I,
why I
I
remember trying to figure that out in the beginning too, was burgers. And see, my mistake a couple of times was trying not to let it slip out the back. I would almost put my hand on it, and I burnt the shit out of my fingers, basically
oh,
sticking my hand into the hot patty and holding it there for periods of times, and then I end up with like a blister on my thumb or finger, like wherever was kind of holding the meat in there. So that's like, and then I realized I had to try to find a different way, and like
oh yeah.
it's tough.
Or sometimes you're like, just cut it in half. Yep. Like when I go to a nice steak restaurant with my wife, so we order, and sometimes when we order, or sometimes when I see him back because I finally remembered, I'm like, excuse me, can you have the chef cut it for me into bite-sized pieces? And so I always get that done for me. And or sometimes then they'll come to the table, and sometimes the waiter's like, the chef would like you to see it first, and then I'm gonna cut it. Is that okay? And I'm like, go for it, as long as my wife doesn't have to do it.
Yeah. And I think that's perfectly okay too. Like make accommodate yourself. Like I've never ran into an instance at a restaurant where I asked for like a accommodation like that for them to like cut my burger in half even or something, and they were like, "No, sorry, bro, you got to figure that out on your own." It's only at like medical facilities when I'm going for an ultrasound and they aren't able to transfer me, or a wheelchair repair appointment and they aren't able to assist me with a transfer or something. But at a restaurant, they'll take care of you, no problem. You just can't trust like the healthcare system.
No.
But advocate for yourself. I know that can be difficult for some people sometimes. But hey, make yourself comfortable, and people don't like look down at that. Like I think if anything, like they admire it. Because like yes, I'm more than happy to help. Like let me make you have a better experience, and like hell yeah, like that's what it's all about. I am like Mickey, chicken wings and burgers. I can rock a sandwich, but again, depends on the sandwich. I've seen some sandwiches or ordered a sandwich where it was just so stacked, and I took a bite and like I'm losing half the shit out the back. I'm like, wrap it, like I'm taking it home, baby. Like I'll eat the French fries and like maybe snack on a little dessert because you can't take that home anyways. But same with burgers. Like I've ordered burgers that I've just absolutely enjoyed, and they were super great and easy to pick up and delicious to boot. And then I've ordered some burgers that like I take one look, I'm like, well, I'm gonna enjoy these hot, onion rings, and then we'll work on this later. I'm sure it's gonna be super dope later when I can, like smash it, like squeeze everything out, like not have to worry about eating in
But
public. So
I have Mickey mastered chicken wings with a fork. I only eat them with a fork.
Really?
And yeah, me and my fantasy team, every year we go to Buffalo Wild Wings, and we eat a lot of wings. So I'm forking it, and I've mastered how to. I like the drums better than the wings, but the wings are sometimes easier. So I've just mastered how to do it.
I mean, I actually could just eat wings. I can get them like it's messy. If they're covered in sauce, it's slippery. I'm gonna be covered in whatever buffalo barbecue sauce is on them. But I can get them down. They're good,
I can tell
drumstick
you
or wing
what's
style.
and I'm not afraid to tuck a napkin, bib yourself,
Well,
baby.
and
Like
honestly,
hey,
or go ahead.
I was just gonna say, ain't a lot of people do that. Shit, I'm not, beyond the bib.
Oh no,
Let's go.
yeah,
Yeah.
rocket, bro. I always put a napkin over my lap at least, and I'll keep it up my shirt a little bit. I don't maybe go full bib style, but yeah, bro. And I like Mickey said, she doesn't eat those things in public. Like honestly, I felt like people were staring at me no matter what the fuck I was eating in restaurants. So I just
So,
stopped caring years ago. It's like fuck it, dude, give them a show then. Let's go.
you know, um, uh,
Uh,
I had a thought. Oh shoot, I lost it too. Go ahead, Tom. I'm sure you got something.
How spicy do you like your wings?
I'm
Not
not that
very.
spicy.
No.
Yeah, I found out
Well,
Shawn does not like spicy things.
my dad. This is gonna sound a little like counterintuitive to what I just said. He makes this amazing habanero sauce, and it's like 20 pounds of habaneros, but it's with carrots and tomatoes and all these other veggies, and it's cooked down. And yo, like those are the best wings I've ever had. Is his like habanero hot wings, but it tastes really good. I gotta sit there with some ranch. And I can only have 5 or 6 of them before I'm like, and that's it. But the main reason I don't fuck with spicy is because it's like 50-50 how my belly's gonna react. Like I might be fine, but there's definitely a high percentage that I won't be fine. And I'm not just looking to tempt fate, usually in that regard. So I don't go too hot because like I'm a white boy and like my belly sometimes gets sensitive to heat.
I do way better eating hot stuff with my belly. Like my meals, most 90% of them, I have green Tabasco, uh, and it's like salt to me, and I douse it on everything. My wife's like, "Are you gonna taste my food first?" I'm like, "Nope." just the same as you put salt on everything before you taste it. So no, but the napkins, when you said napkin on the lap, for sure. So I don't know if you guys have this problem, but I have it big time. I get in my car after being at a restaurant, and I always have the cloth napkin still on my lap, especially if it matches my lap. And I'm always like, oh, shoot. So I mean, literally, we can host a dinner for, 20 or 30 and have, nice napkins to serve with your silverware.
Bobby's out here stealing napkins.
I don't, it's not on purpose or anything. I like all of a sudden, I just, you got
You
the
don't
table.
end up with a napkin for every outfit in your closet without something nefarious going on, Bobby.
Yeah, I can make a good blanket or comforter out of it.
Yeah, I don't have that problem. I don't take the napkin back, but when I get back to my car for the transfer, I have like a third of my meal still either on my lap in cracks falling under my chair into the cushion, because all the pieces that didn't make it or like stay. So yeah.
Or you got it between your feet, and then
Oh yeah,
it was funny when Kit Kat came on Tuesday. The first thing my dogs did is just bum rush her footrest and just like started licking up.
Yep, that's where all my crumbs end up too. My problem is now is my USB, like I have a USB charger connected on my chair, and they positioned it on the side of my chair. They're like, I lean over and I cook off this side, and so it's like facing up, like the little USB opening. So now I just be dropping crumbs, little pieces of cheese, like all kinds of shit in there when I'm cooking, and I'm like trying to dig it out, not trying to like mess up my charger. Right after I got the brand new one, it's already all gunked up. Oh goodness gracious!
Tom, do you have a Rojo?
Yeah, I do.
Do you have the, with the Rojo that has the slide where, you lock it in the green and the red where you lock it?
Yeah.
Like right in front. So that every once in a while I'm just looking down and I'm just like, oh, that is so disgusting. There's like food that gets trapped right into that. I don't know if you have that problem or anybody else.
I just took like right now I'm on a different cushion, so my cushion cover's hanging. I like took it apart. I had to clean it finally. I was like, bro, like I've had enough. So I put it in the wash and cleaned it up. I haven't even put it back together yet. But no, I like went like with a little toothpick and like poked out all the food and all the gunk. Which sounds so gross, but like, it's just the nature of it. Like, like when I drop crumbs and stuff, like they just go right, right here, and it's not awesome. My wheelchair people used to be super great. Anytime they'd get my chair, even for like a small little repair, they take their air pressure, like they like spray everything out and get all the grime and scrub everything. New motion, they suck and they don't do that stuff anymore. But if you're friendly to them, then sometimes they'll hook you up and you ask them vehemently with a little like authority in your voice and be like, "Hey, don't forget to clean up that damn wheelchair after you're done with it."
No, I'm pretty anal about it, where it's in the routine of on Fridays, my cushion cover is changed. It goes into the washer. Take it off. We clean, what's underneath or on, especially because I got welded side guards, so nothing slips out the back. So it's, all these crumbs and dead skin, which is disgusting. I have very dry skin. And so I get a lot of dread. So we clean that. They have to clean that and then Lysol around and then clean my frame. And I have to do that once a week and then fill back up with air. I just, anytime I think I smell something, I'm always like, it's probably my chair. It's probably my chair, So I just.
I honestly never have to worry about more than crumbs. Like, worst thing that happens to me is like I'll drop like a ketchup packet or something, and I'll run it over, and ketchup will spray all over the side of my chair or something, or like all up in it, and like that's the worst because it's like just super hard to get off. I always try to remember to ask like my caregivers, like my people that help me to wipe down my chair. I think it is important to like look, presentable and good. I don't like to, be rolling in like looking all nasty and good, crummy. No pun intended, but a simple way to help do that like kind of do it yourself too is Olivia said it, like pressurized air, kind of like computer cleaner. My dad used to just take like an air pressurizer and like build it up and spray all over my chair, just spray out all the dust and all the crumbs and all the shit. And yeah, it's just a part of it.
We're
It's
about
like
we're about to move my parents down here into a retirement center, and everything in the house. There's only one thing my brother and I are fighting over. It's the compressor, the air compressor. It's the only thing we're like, I want the compressor. My brother's like, no, I want it. And he's a avid mountain bike rider, so he needs it for, he's got like I think 8 bikes, and I want it to clean the chair and my air as well, blow up anything. So we're fighting over that over anything else in the house.
Olivia's comment just reminded me of a great story, and it's just so funny because it relates to this. When I was like 10 years old, it was my birthday, October 8th, for anybody that doesn't know. Once wished me happy birthday in a couple months. I was about to turn 10 years old, and I was like 6 years into my injury, and I was a notorious crummy eater, meaning like I'd always have crumbs all over my shirt, like all over my. Nothing's changed in the 20 years since then, just FYI. But my mom saw an advertisement for Shark Vac, which is like a little hand vacuum cleaner, and she just thought it'd be a perfect birthday present for my 10th birthday was to get me a handheld vacuum to clean the food crumbs off my filthy body when I'm done eating. And let's just say that the gift didn't go over like she thought it was. I'm pretty sure I got first pissed off, then mortally like embarrassed. Like I'm still embarrassed that like that was my present. It was a fucking vacuum to suck food off my lap after I ate. And then I think I just got sad and started crying. It was like, screw you, parents. Like, go give me a Game Boy or Nintendo 64. God damn it.
Oh, Tom.
But it's a really great birthday story. And I'm like over exaggerating because I still haven't forgiven them 20 years later. But they got me other presents too. They didn't just get me the handheld vacuum cleaner. I look at it differently as a 30-year-old, but let's just say my adolescence, I was a little embarrassed and taken aback by my parents' choice of gift that year.
I just figured out the perfect birthday gift for you, Tom. The perfect.
Oh gosh.
Don't
traumatize me again, Bobby.
So those bibs that have the cup right there for kids when they're eating, like maybe. Oh, we got to find one that's the right size. Get it on you the next time you're out here.
Oh man, I'm here for it, Bobby. I'm here for it. I've matured a little bit since then. but Ev said it. Never forget. I was so mad. I was. As we approach the end of the show, Bobby's teaching a class. We don't want to keep him too far into the hour, but it is Disability Pride Month this month, the month of July. Why is it Disability Pride Month? It is the month in which the ADA was ratified 31 years ago into like law, and some of our rights are better protected as a result of the action of some incredible human beings back in the early 90s. We celebrated to remind ourselves to be prideful about who we are, about all aspects of ourselves, and I think sometimes shame and other words can be and are often associated and used to describe one's disability. Even the name inherently disability I think is a little bit negative and just kind of a weird word, but I think it's of course like a great reminder to be proud of yourself, be proud of who you are, be proud of the life that you live, and the function that you have, and what you do every day. It might seem small to you, but it's probably pretty profound to a lot of individuals out there. So Disability Pride Month was
Wow. I think
You have
that
a
is a
flag.
colored flag, actually.
Oh, I thought that was
I
so.
thought you were laughing at me, Bobby. I was about to
Oh,
be
I'm
like,
sorry, but that
yeah.
is a great quote from my chair. Oh my god, that was great.
Uh,
What does disability pride mean to you guys? Honestly, I thought about this last year, and the same thing popped into my head this year when I was thinking about it. I was like, is that weird? Like, I don't think it is weird because I thought about it. I was like, no, it's not weird. But like, I was like, should I be like prideful in my disability? But that's not, I don't think what it's about. I think it's, I don't know. I take like huge pride in my community. You guys, Live to Roll and like what we do, and the Live to Roll fam, like all, our peeps. Like, I'm incredibly like proud of the community that I'm a part of, and the friends that I've made, and the people that I found, as a result. And I don't know, it's just like helped shaping me into a better person. Um, because I don't think I used to have a lot of pride in who I was or my disability, um, especially growing up. Like, I don't know. What about you guys? How you feel about disability pride? How does it make you feel?
well, I think it's also maybe you don't have to be like proud you're disabled. But you should be proud that you're living with your disability. You're proud of like everything you're accomplishing in life and doing. I mean, it's not always the easiest, but I feel like Live to Roll. One of the reasons why I started it and call it Live to Roll is kind of about embracing life. Like disability or not, if you're rolling, like that's kind of what it's about. So that's part of like what I think of it too. Just like I do want to be prideful in the things I've accomplished and things we've been able to do, and like you said, the community and the stuff that we've built. So yeah,
And like, no shade to organizations or groups with different names, but that's always rubbed me the wrong way. Even worse, like when it's something like about walking again, or about like you know gaining back what was lost, rather than like being proud of adapting and living and operating with what you got. And I don't think there's anything wrong with like faith or belief that, or like that inspiration, that drive to maybe getting back to walking again, and full recovery. Because I mean, who the hell knows, and who the heck knows, and everybody's injury is different. But it has always bothered me a little bit when like that is like a huge part of somebody's identity, or like an organization's identity, is not so much embracing our life now as it is, but something else that I think is maybe not super realistic or achievable. So
I also, with the awareness, I think it's more about, why it got signed is for better access, right? The ADA was for better access, and it's not perfect, obviously, but it has paved some guidance around what we do each and every day. Better. The curb cutouts could be better. Some are great. Unfortunately, there's a lot of those yellow bumps for blind, but they included everybody, and you know, for us, it's harder. But I think of it as, and when you watch Crip Camp on Netflix and seeing what they were going through to what we are, what we have now, I think you have to be proud of, what has been accomplished in such a short time. And now that, we're out and about and, not have to worry about it as much. I know some people that live in smaller towns that might not have the access like we do, where it's, they all these buildings are old and they have steps. But for the most part, for us here at Littoral, living in Southern California, it's really amazing. And but it could be better, and they're working on it. And I know that when you have issues, that you have the rights to do something illegally within the law, um, for law, and fight that it needs to be changed. And I did something to the DMV and I won, and they have to change the bathroom. I don't like to go out and look for places just to do it, but once in a while, when I'm going to get frustrated, like, this has to be better. This is a government office. This is BS. So I felt proud that because of the ADA law, I can do that. I have a voice. I mean, I
I'm
think that's what you have to think about it. And I know when, I got hurt, it wasn't there, but I wasn't aware looking yet. I was still young in my disability life, only, 2 years in. So I wasn't really aware. I wasn't, I was more focused on rehab than anything. When I did go out, yeah, it was easy to get into a movie theater or at this restaurant here and there, but never traveled, except for Hawaii, but didn't think like, oh, they have to have a ramp, they have to do this. But I know that those in the 70s, 60s, and early 80s, yeah, they had a struggle.
I am proud of what's been done and the stones laid behind. I'm ashamed at the current state of our world, the lack of accessibility that still exists, the non-existence of regulatory agency that allows public transportation companies to take advantage of our minority by not providing meaningful access and accessibility. I am ashamed of the social systems that exist in such a way to keep individuals locked in poverty and not allowed to save and not allowed to function with the same rights as every other able-bodied individual. I am ashamed at the lack of regulation on the corporate entities that have monopolized wheelchairs, wheelchair repairs, all rehabilitation equipment, the entire healthcare system as it exists. It makes me sick. It makes me absolutely freaking sick to my stomach to know that individuals suffer and die every day, every hour as a result of the current laws, the current ADA, the current system, and how I don't think they are accurately or meaningfully represented and regulated as they should be because the words are written, not much is done to, ensure we're represented and, equally in society. Definitely leagues and bounds better than it was, but the fact that anybody has to suffer for even a day as a result of not getting medical supplies, not being in adequate equipment, not receiving the health care that it's their human right to, no, makes me sick, makes me ashamed. So you're right, Bobby. Like there is a lot to be proud of for what's been done and like up until now, but I think there is a long way to go. I think there's, a lot of work to be done into, setting a smoother path, for those still coming up behind us. Because, it's not right. As good as things are, it's still fucking bullshit. The amount of problems and the amount of pain and suffering that exists as a result of it. So I'm with it, and like part of like Disability Pride Month, like to me is like a reminder, like let's have this conversation, like let's have it fucking loud, like let's keep having it until it's changed, until it's done, until we can fly without worrying about our chairs being broken. We can show up at hotels with security that it's going to be accessible and we're going to be comfortable while we're on vacation because it's absolutely our freaking right to be so, and it sucks that a lot of that is you know still the way it is, but I'm excited and I'm just so thankful to again be a part of this community and to be a part of Live to Roll and to have this platform where we can have the conversation and talk because it's just so freaking important. Not not to forget like what's been done, but like let's remember too like the work that's left to do because I think there's a whole lot of it. Sorry, you guys, I didn't mean to go on my little like SJW rant.
And I think it's proper that that voice is, for your voice is said to bring that up. And you're right. It sucks when you see people suffering and dying for no good reason than just the job's not getting done. I mean, and trust me, I mean, I hope that one day we walk, and I hope, there needs to be research, but, you know, personally, my personal opinion, I just rather see it more to accessibility to, that people who do live in small towns, like in our comments, that, they are going to have the access. So it what you say, it just hits just right.
But I mean, and the best thing you can do is just try to be in your community and advocate for that change. Like if you're, it's just the only thing we can do. Um, I guess just voicing it, getting it out there.
Write a letter to your congressman.
There you go.
Reach out to your local government officials if there are glaring accessibility issues in your local hometown, or in your everyday environment that you try to access but you can't. And then get involved with the conversation, because the more of us talking about it, the more of us pointing this stuff out, that's how change happens. At least, like a constitutional level is, a lot of people have to talk for a long, long time to, get to a point where we can, further amend the ADA, add the right checks and balances in order to, make some parts of it more meaningful, and to, move forward in a uh, positive, productive way, for sure.
Yeah, man. That's yeah. I think it's a good kind of thing to end it on, maybe, or start to wrap up. We can thank our sponsors now if you guys want, because I know Bobby's got to get to some training here soon.
We still got 10 minutes.
Yeah, we got a few minutes,
Yeah.
but we don't wrap up very fast either. So
No, true. You're right.
They always say buy it 15 times. We love our sponsors, though. Shout out
Bam.
Mobility Professionals. They are the best rehabilitation equipment company in the game. You got yourself a mobility need, you got yourself a rehabilitation equipment need, you're looking for standing frame, shower chair, wheelchair, assistive device for your wheelchair. They got you covered. They are an amazing company that really is representative of our community, because members of our community are part of it and help it operate, which is one of the things that really does set them apart and makes them truly special. And that, their understanding of one's needs is that, some of them live it every day. So they ensure that, they take care of you and take care of the individuals that they service. So if you are fortunate enough to be in the beautiful Southern California area and you find yourself in need of some new equipment, please make sure to reach out to Mobility Professionals. They will take care of you. They'll help you relax and lose some of your stress as you, let them take over the process, and rest assured that they'll get you the right stuff that you need the first time. And their sister company, Urology Professionals, is similarly, when it comes to catheter supplies or any kind of urological supplies, they're your people anywhere in the US of A. They are a national company. You can reach out. Every insurance, to my knowledge, in the US covers catheters. If that's not the case, then they have the professionals and the individuals with the knowledge and the experience to help you navigate the healthcare system and get you your catheter supplies. Nobody should need or want for catheter supplies in today's day and age, because they are so readily available and covered. And urology professionals will help make the process of getting them to you easy and painless, or just get you what you need and help you navigate it all. So give a call to urology professionals if you find yourself in need, and don't forget to let them know that Live to Roll sent you, because they give us a lot of love and support, and I'm sure they'd love to hear that the fam is out here representing.
Yeah, we love our sponsors. Thank you guys. They're always representing at different events locally here, always volunteering, helping out the community. So yeah, shout them out. Everything is in the description below if you guys want to give them a call.
Heck yeah.
And yeah, oops, Sarah said advocate for change, city council meetings, city project meetings, anything like that. try to get your area more accessible. And yeah, so should we get into the shows? I guess we got tomorrow. Tom will be on with some gaming again, right? Tomorrow.
What are we?
You know what it
What are we
is?
playing?
It's right here. We're probably playing some Fortnite again. So if you want to get in on some Fortnite, come through. We might have some Rocket League going. I might surprise you guys and just go solo and rogue on a whole new game and talk about its accessibility and how fun it is to get your paws active on some controllers and playing with some friends. So come and check us out. We have a great time. It's a great group, and if you're into gaming or just like looking for a cool crew to hang out with, I don't think you'll be disappointed.
Yeah, you guys are always funny and cool. It's a good little hangout. And then this week, is it the second week? We got Bobby coming on with Over the Hill on Thursday.
In the host, we're
Yeah.
going to be talking about antibiotics.
Okay.
Friend or foe?
I'm on some right now,
Great,
so I'm gonna watch.
great conversation. Antibiotics. I'm sure we're gonna be talking about a little probiotics. Don't forget that balance that gut health while you're taking those damn things. And yeah, great topic. I'm excited to listen to that one.
I just have to say this quick thing, just because it's been working like a charm for anybody with, wanting their system to move and thinking about yogurt. So that's a great, probiotic, especially when you're on antibiotics. But every morning for the last now 2 months, I'm a huge, big bowl of grape nuts with my yogurt, and I am moving like a champ. Like I just love my new system. It's just like that. Those grape nuts just go in there and scrub everything out, and just it is just a perfect combo right now. So I'm sure we'll have a poop episode coming up soon. But I just had to say that it's been on my mind for like 3 days, just going, man, I've been pooping like a champ. I love this.
It's so funny, like especially if you're like programming your systems off, and then you like go to like a couple weeks where you're like healthy and good and everything's balanced, everything's good. It's like fuck yeah, dude! Like I'm pooping good, baby. Like there's nothing better than that. So happy for you, Bobby. Can I? Yeah, like shout out probiotics enough too, because anytime my stomach's not feeling hot. And I try to just take even when I'm feeling good, because they're not bad for you. In fact, that's the opposite. They're super good for you. But probiotics, yeah, it changed the game for me when it comes to like have my like good gut health and stuff. So shout out probiotics.
Yeah, for sure.
The good biotics.
They're probably good. And if you're on antibiotics, they're really, I think, even more important to kind of take to balance your gut and stuff. But also, so we'll be back next week with a Live to Roll Tuesday. And then next Thursday, I think we're going to be doing the women's show live from the Rolettes Experience, because the Rolettes Experience starts next Thursday.
What up?
So we're going to have a booth there. If anybody's in the LA area, if you're not signed up, there's still a dinner that's available Saturday night. If anybody does want to come in SoCal, it's only $25, so you can message one of us. I'll get you the link to sign up. Yeah, it's going to be a cool thing. I think it'll be kind of fun, Rihanna doing some lives with the girls at the Roulette store.
Nice.
And yeah, that's about it for our shows and everything. Anything else you guys want to mention? Sarah says poop talk is real. And yeah, we will be back with the poop talk. I'm sure we do that every couple months. I feel like it's like...
And it's our most watched episodes anyway, our poop talk and our...
Because that's like the most, one of the most important. Bowel and bladder, just just such a...
Love it. Love everybody. Who Aman with Ed and Eddie in the chat. I don't know what that means, but hey, it's a great cartoon from the 90s, and we do appreciate you being here in the chat. I wanted to shout out my buddy, our buddy, CP420. Shout out Kev, man. Hope you and the family are doing great. Mr. Rob, Soto, Sarah, Olivia, Mickey, everybody, Roy, everyone that's been hanging out in the chat. Love all you guys. Mama, love you. Appreciate you guys. And yeah, just thanks for continuing to hang out with us. And we're excited for what's to come.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. We appreciate you guys. And we'll be back next week. Follow all the shows. Subscribe.
See you tomorrow. We're gaming.
Hello,
We're
everybody.
partying.
We'll see you guys next time.